It's my pleasure to announce or invite our chief guest, Shri Shashidhar Sinha ji, who is the current CEO, India Mediabrands. He manages the second largest media agency group that includes Lodestar Initiative Media, Interactive Avenues, Mediabrands, Reprise, Rapport, Cadrian, Orion, and Magna Global in India. The group manages approximately 20% of the overall media spend in the country and is widely recognized for its strategic approach to media solution across a wide portfolio of over 100 blue chip clients such as Amazon, Samsung, Amul, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, and so on. He's also actively involved in various industry bodies such as Advertising Standards Council of India, the Advertising Agencies Association of India, past chairman of Audit Bureau of Circulation, past president of the Ad Club, and current chairman of Broadcast Audience Research Council and of Media Research Users Council in India. He's also an honorable member of the prestigious Meta India Client Council. He's an alumni of IIT Kanpur and IIM Bangalore, and he was recently conferred the Most Distinguished Alumni Award. An industry veteran with over 30 years of experience, where he has built an highly awarded team of professionals and organizations that today form the country's leading media network. I invite Shri Sinha ji to deliver the inaugural address. Sir, over to you.
Thank you very much. Firstly, round of apology for not being physically present there. So, so double thing. One is to come to Amritsar and that to, welcome the executive MBA batch. But Professor Nagarajan, Professor Mahima, Professor Mukesh and Rakesh and all of you, my sincere apology. And to the team coming on, to the class coming on, hearty welcome and congratulations. And I must tell you why I want to congratulate you. For two reasons. One is, you guys are qualified, you've got the energy to do a course with the minimum, 3 to 4 years experience going up all the way 20 years, as I gather from Professor Mukesh. So it's really deserves a congratulation. And also the fact you come to a very fine institute. I sit on the board, so I know I'm not saying it. Rakesh alluded to the rankings, which have improved dramatically. So with Professor Nagarajan needs a very good team, and the unique thing which he called out, which I also believe is very powerful, is the regular faculty will teach you. Having said that, let me come to some of my own experiences. And I think Rakesh told my thunder, the advantage of being first. He said a lot what was on my mind. And it's pertinent because, as I notice, almost 75 to 80% of you are engineers, you're BTech graduates. I go back to my journey many years back, maybe 35, 37 years back, when I passed out of, did my graduation engineering and got into the IIM. And, when you get in, you think life has started out because, and I speak honestly and openly, so that's what I say. Your thought is just a passage of time. At the end of it, you're looking at the job which comes at the end of 2 years. And that was perhaps the biggest blunder. I was lucky. I went to a good institute where there was, at that point in time, a fair degree of experienced people. Our batch was 50% people who came in with experience. And I think globally, the trend is that people do the MBA with at least minimum 3 to 4 years experience, as Professor Nagaraj called out. So I think you guys are extremely, and therefore you've taken a good decision to come to do your MBAs after working experience. But I think for many reasons, especially for engineers, it makes a lot of sense, because engineering teaches you there is one right answer. The end of it, I'm sure, like it happened to me, it would have happened to you. Most of the classes you have done, or most of the exams you have done, would have been finally whatever theory you learned was translated into a problem. It is the IIT system did that. And the end of the problem, there was one solution. And management is dramatically different. Management, there is no one solution. There is, there can be, you all worked in things, so they can be. So engineering teaches you that, yes, when you're designing a transistor, whatever you're doing, there is only one right way of doing it. But here, there are many ways of doing it. So I think that's the big, and that's the call out I'll do to those 20 friends of mine who, like me, are engineers there. Please keep an open mind. Do not think that this can be cracked very easily. It can be cracked, as Professor called out. But that you do yourself disservice. Look at it this way, that you have taken it upon yourself to come to this institute and get educated. Look at it from that point of view. the advantage at the end of the 2-year program will come to you. But it's not that what you're coming in for. I made that mistake. I quickly realized in 3-4 months' time that there could be a lot of learning on the way. But then I got down to learning only because I had batchmates who had experience and who were a lot more serious, who had a lot more width of exposure and could correlate. So I think it's very important to come from this mindset. This is dramatically different from what engineering is all about. And even BCom for that matter, there's only one way of doing things. So please, I just urge you to exploit this opportunity which has come your way. You guys are very bright. That's why you're qualified. So I think it'll only be, you do yourself proud once you collaborate. And I think 2-3 points Rakesh called out, which while it's repetition, but I will not, I will repeat because it's extremely important. I think management education is all about interaction, learning from each other, such diverse experiences. I saw some of the companies, which are called out, some dramatically large multinational companies, some Indian. If you share experiences, and those sharing can only happen when you're doing group assignments. So as Professor rightly called out, it's not about one, all of us can crack the system, but it's not about cracking the system. So it's doing 1, 2, 3 sequential is not a thing. It's about collaborating, and collaborating has many meanings. Collaborating is not saying that, breaking it up into many parts, but collaborating is that, at every stage you're together, you'll enjoy it. So I think as long as you come from the mindset, you will enjoy this process, and you will, believe me, you will be hugely rewarded. It'll be extremely rewarding. I was very fascinated to hear Rakesh's story. The story which he started with, and after so many years to do this MBA, is really, really fascinating. Rakesh, by the aside, you must write a book, but that's a separate discussion. So coming back, I think, and as I think Professor called out, that it's not only the quantity courses which you do, it's a lot of other courses which teach you soft skills, whether it's communication, whether it's organizational game. I personally believe, as the chairman and managing director of HCL called out to the professor, that one of the most important skills, perhaps the most important skill in corporate India, you're not going to be in research. If you're working in a research lab, in a science and technology lab, it's a different thing altogether. But in corporate India, it's all about teams working together. And believe me, those sessions which I did in organizational behavior on campus, really rewarding. They still come back to me. If at all I go back to my institute, I still work with my institute in various capacities. But the only thing which I go and absorb is some of the professors retired, but I sit down with the OB gentlemen, the professors taught me OB, and learn from them. And I can say with pride that perhaps one of the most important skills senior managers can imbibe is the skill of working with teams, building teams, and leading teams. And that will all come not only from what you learn in OB, but also with working in collaboration with the teams and sharing those experiences. So I think, folks, this is a really good opportunity, and you must exploit it to the fullest. Don't get intimidated by that's their job to tell you that, the first term is very tough. So there are two mindsets, and I'm speaking like a veteran because I've been there, that, the engineers will say, listen, we can crack it. That's the blunder to make, learn and imbibe. The non-engineers will say, listen, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be tough. If you have the positive mindset there, there's a lot. When you work in corporate India, you all get good jobs and you will fly. But in case if you don't imbibe what's being taught, you'll regret. You will miss the opportunity which has come your way. It's a great opportunity in this country, such a large country of ours. Not too many people get this opportunity. So my invitation to you is, take this opportunity with both hands and imbibe, soak, do everything, whatever it takes, And finally, I will just say that one of the biggest advantages, and I say it because I'm involved with IIM Amritsar for a long time, apart from the fact it's a lovely city to be in, but other than that, it's a very fine faculty. I'm not saying it because it's normal to say. I genuinely believe it's a very fine faculty. You won't get an opportunity like this again. It's a great faculty, and as Professor called out, it is a dedicated faculty which is teaching you. It's not guest speakers coming in from various people who are sharing experiences. Experiences are yours. So I would urge you to take this with both hands. Welcome on board. And Professor Nagaran, thank you for this opportunity to talk to these young people.
First, I would like to express my gratitude to Shri Shashidhar Sinha ji, who has spared his precious time for us and graced this occasion with his presence and inaugural letters. Sir, thank you for sharing your words of wisdom and encouragement. Your speech indeed laid the foundation of this program. I extend my gratitude to Shri Rakesh Magotra ji for sharing his thoughts, insights, which is really crucial at this stage for providing the much needed support, guidance, and encouragement to the upcoming batch. I'm also thankful to our director, Professor Nagarajan Ramamurthy, our Dean Academics and Programs, Professor Mahima Gupta, and our Chairperson, Executive MBA, Professor Mukesh Kumar, for their invaluable guidance and support. Thank you so much, professors. And last but not the least, I would like to thank my team member of EMB office and of course the IT staff, the supporting housekeeping staff. Without your support, I think such sessions are impossible to get organized. We look forward to your support in future.